Evil Ben Stiller, Dylan, he is unredeemable.
Why does
no one will
like
ever
this
hire
person?
you? No one likes him. He just, but didn't he post some on Instagram last week about fucking killing himself because he's a fuckboy? Do it, dude. I dare ya. And by the way, you fucking losers out there that hate this show that still listen, don't hit me up and say, Patrick was daring a contestant to kill themselves. Fuck you.
Hi, hello, and welcome to another start of the podcast off by shaking the mic around. Oh, hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
The producer of the podcast is named Patrick, and he's right back there behind the glass.
Bam!
Okay, guys. This is wonderful television. I'm going to jump straight into general thoughts. What do we think of the episode?
I'll let Nick go first.
It's just
Champing.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is a legendary moment. I'm going to give this 2 hours of television a 10.0. This is just like when Zelda Ocarina of Time got a 10.0 in Electronic Gaming Monthly. Actually preceded by Metal Gear Solid, but Pat.
Hey, want to hear my thoughts?
That was a legendary moment. You were right in using that word.
Let's not skim past the 10 points. This was amazing television.
Amazing television. Pat.
It's a fucking party. 10 out of 10. Oh, had a great time. This was the best episode, I'm not going to even say of BIP, best episode of the entire franchise. Oh, I can't, my fucking smile. You good luck wiping that motherfucker off.
Can I give my thoughts?
Sure.
Do you mind turning the music down?
Dude, we're having a great time. It's a great episode.
I'm actually not having a party, Patrick and Nick.
Democracy.
Mr. and Mr. 10.0.
You guys can't see me, but I am dancing. I was feeling Pat's music.
I gave this episode an 8.1. Let's move on. Last week, what?
You're like IMDb. You got a small margin in your rating system.
Yeah.
You go fly between a 7.2 is shit and an
Right.
8.1 is stellar television.
On IMDb, Without a Paddle 2 is a 5.8. Godfather's a 7.1.
So what he's saying is that was a perfect analogy.
So last week we left off with not one but two love triangles. We've got Joe the Grocer, Leo the Deviant, I'm calling him, and Kendall, who says early on in the episode that she would accept death by tiger. Did you catch that?
I didn't. I missed it.
She's quirky.
I believe her, though.
She said that. Wrong medium.
I missed it. I missed it.
Your face is disbelief written across
Hey,
it.
Dylan. To catch the audience up to speed, you just laid out all the couples that are still kind of, I guess.
No, just one love triangle.
Oh, okay. Can I say the couples that are actually on?
I was thinking about asking you for a
Roll
roll call.
Hit the music. This is who's on right now. When the episode starts, anyway. Colton, Tia, the Goose and Crystal, Kenny and Annalise, Canadian Kevin and Astrid. Shit goes sideways later on, but right now.
No, it is important to set that stage because some of those couples do fracture. But we got to get on to another love triangle. The most important one early on. What was that?
I'm just trying to hold back my hate for that term. Love triangle. Apologies for the disruption.
Yeah, that really threw me. But I get it. You don't like the term because it doesn't make sense. Love triangle of Jordan, Benoit, and Crazy Jenna. Now I'm thinking about it. We have three love triangles. Add Crystal, the Goose, and Connor. Or what's his name? Colin?
Connor.
We'll get to that later.
He looks like JJ Lane.
Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Let's get to Benoit, who says he is worried about Jordan trying to start drama, or as he says, shove a stick in my wheel.
I felt like it was, though I haven't heard it a lot, it was a very apt analogy. The visual is very clear.
Yep.
You could just see someone flipping over the front of their bicycle.
Totally, absolutely. But I will say, leave the American colloquialisms to us, Benoit? the fuck out of here, Benoit.
Get the fuck out of here, Benoit. Hey, can I tell you something? All right, so Benoit and Jenna, I hate this Frenchman. I don't even know why he's fucking here. Why did we have to take a look back on their date that they had that was just on the last episode? Did you know catch production did this to us?
And they flashed back to, again, a moment that we brought up on the podcast last week where he picks her up and takes her around a puddle, which is insane.
And it looked like he was like uncomfortably high on her armpits, kind of messed up her dress, but she was like dealing with it.
Right.
And they keep replaying that. It was awkward.
And it was unneeded, especially with a chock full episode of drama, emotional intrigue, and whatever the fuck else. Why the fuck did we need to do this?
Well, and a thing that I don't know if we missed last week, but when they're Lady and the Tramping that fried piece of food in front of that cook who's just there trying to make an honest living, and these two are just grossly making out in front of him. Nobody wants to see that. At hour 10 of a long day of work.
Seriously.
Rude.
Seriously, if they didn't play that flashback, maybe we wouldn't have glossed over some contestants' exits, but getting ahead of myself.
Big time. Okay. Jordan says that we're jumping back to present time now. Jordan says that he feels horrible that she's going through this. Cut to her seemingly fine, making out on the daybed with Benoit. Jordan sees this and is not too happy.
Ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Can you believe these characters? Way out of line, way out of line. Have a good mind to go to the warden about this. You know what hurts the most is the lack of respect. You know? That's what hurts the most.
That's exactly what he was thinking. Exactly.
Are you saying Jordan got raped? Metaphorically?
Emotionally, sir.
Got it. Me and Pat are like Tia and Tamara. Sister.
Maori.
Yep. Totally. I loved the little brother, though I can't recall his name.
Tosh, he's a smart guy.
Yes.
He's a smart guy.
We are such millennials. We are.
And Mo and Marcus and the whole shebang-a-bang.
Anyways, this is all going to get resolved later in a spoiler alert victory for Jordan, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's move on to the Goose and Crystal. Astrid just lays it out perfectly. Says that them being together is different, but it makes sense because they're aliens from the same planet. Yeah. Chris says that he and Crystal are probably like maybe the strongest couple on this island. And he cites intimacy. He's just like, we kiss all the time. Everyone does.
As Leo pointed out, making out with someone in paradise is like a handshake in the real world.
Yep.
Though he is a creep and turns out to be an unredeemable character, that was pretty accurate of him.
Yeah.
I like that analogy. I don't know if you guys noticed Crystal's glutes. How tight her glutes were.
Glutes butt?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Because Chris mentioned how her butt is unreal.
Yeah.
And she said she's been on a 2-month plan working really, really hard. You guys didn't catch this conversation?
No, I didn't. I need to get on that plane.
Oh, man. It was awesome. I should have pulled that clip.
My glutes could be better.
The squat, baby.
Yeah. Anyways, Chris feels extremely confident about their relationship, but there is something that could really throw a wrench into this, the strongest couple on the island. That is Connor and his boys.
Connor brought the boys.
Was it? Who were the boys? What are the boys?
I believe he was talking about his abdomen muscles.
Okay.
Again with body parts.
Six boys.
Yeah, 8.
You know, can I say something about Connor's face? It looks like you could do a caricature of it very easily. That prominent chin.
Totally.
He's got a weird face, but then when he rips that shirt open and those 6 things are staring back, or is it 6
Right.
or...
Maybe 8, who knows?
Jesus Christ.
That's-
You'd never think he'd have a good body with a face like that.
Yeah, that's such a perfect description. He looks like those guys on the Santa Monica Pier when they draw a normal-looking, handsome white gentleman up and it's all out of whack, but just put that face on a human. You're 100% right. That's exactly what he looks like.
Thank you.
I don't know if you guys recall, but of course my stud was Garrett, who ended up winning the whole thing. And my dud, right off the bat, was this J.J. Lane looking mother effer, Connor.
Yeah.
And I got 2-1 odds. He's got a bottle of Fireball in that back pocket.
Taking shots all night.
Very inside if you're a new listener.
Hey. I had a thought about this. All right,
Yes.
you know I bitched about the contestants that are walking into this island. I don't know who most of them are, and they're completely irrelevant, and I'd have more fun if it was people that I remembered from the show.
Yes.
Okay? One other interesting thing I noticed was generally we're halfway through this thing, or maybe even 3/4 through it. There's still opportunities for people walking through this door. My memory, if it serves me correctly, last season, by this point in the experiment, everyone had coupled off. So when, like, for example, those 2 Vegas bottle service trailer trash bitches showed up, no, not even a single guy was available at that point. But right now, still open.
Right, you're right, because Emily, infamously, I believe one of the twins asked Dean if he was available, and he shut her right the fuck down. Mm-hmm. And that's bad because Dean takes applications from most women. Nick.
There's a good chance that Dean slept with her about 6 seconds after getting off that island, which, of course, is not an island.
Hey, what's going on? Are you in Vegas with your mom, sister, and all those dogs? Okay, so let's get back to this, guys. Chris is supremely confident that she will not go on this date with Connor.
I have been wanting to meet Connor long before Paradise. And I came to Paradise really wanting to stay out of my head and just like lead with my heart and just really be true to how I'm feeling my emotions and be in the present moment. What does your date card say?
Can I say something? Can I say something? I promise it won't step on anybody else's thoughts.
Yeah. You promise?
Well, she notes that she was really excited about this guy. No one's excited about this guy. I want to say that he was probably deep in her DMs prior to Paradise.
That's what you would usually call a hot take.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know how hot it was.
I think that's pretty hot and pretty hot and pretty accurate. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's right. Connor is very active on the gram. He got a lot of attention when he was seen in glasses and like his unbuttoned shirt or something, or
right.
a specific look, and he's been posting a lot on that Instagram. It's getting Reddit threads about it. It's a whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
So I think he's very active on the grams. Probably slid into Crystal's, tried to bang her, because they definitely seemed like they were putting on an act.
Well, anyways, she's kind of setting herself up to kind of tiptoe around the whole island with these 2 gentlemen. Again, I am so confused about why she's confused, because Chris is, by all accounts, ugly, dumb.
Evil Ben Stiller, Dylan, he is unredeemable.
Why does
no one will
like
ever
this
hire
person?
you? No one likes him. He just, but didn't he post something on Instagram last week about fucking killing himself because he's a fuckboy? Do it, dude. I dare ya. And by the way, you fucking losers out there that hate this show that still listen, don't hit me up and say, Patrick was daring a contestant to kill themselves. Fuck you.
I was wondering if we were going to address how intense that was. Like, go ahead, kill yourself, but you did.
Chris is just lucky that we landed on Ben Stiller.
Right.
As a nickname for him, because some of the other examples that are being thrown around are, of course, Donkey from Shrek, and Ron Perlman.
Very, very spot on, that Ron Perlman.
Yeah, the wrong angle. Ugh.
Speaking of Ron Perlman, my darling wife Cecilia has been watching Sons of Anarchy at a possibly unhealthy rate. That show, I come home and it's just like bikes and metal and grit and rock. Just looks horrible. Have you guys seen it?
No way. It looks terrible. Fuck that show.
It looks so bad.
Overrated.
Anyways, you have thoughts?
Just that it's been attempted to be shoved down my throat, just like a number of other series, and ain't gonna happen. My time is precious. And not even that precious.
I choose not to. But we do love a show called Bachelor in Paradise that we're here to talk about. Does she explicitly say to the goose that she's not going to go on the date the first time they talk?
Yeah, she does. She says, I'm here with you. She really lays it out because he's convinced at this point that there's not a fucking shot in the dark that she's actually going to go out with Connor.
Right.
It's only after Connor reapproaches her and she lays the guidelines down. She will go on a date with him with the caveat that he needs to respect her feelings for evil Ben Stiller.
Right.
What
Yeah.
a baller move by Connor to go back to the well.
Well, I feel like it was perhaps baller, perhaps easy, because while he may be jobless with no career aspirations whatsoever, he's not Chris. So he'll bat 1,000 every time going up against a fucking rat or a
Baller-
donkey.
Ballers get layups too.
I guess so. You know who was a baller who got a lot of layups? Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, 34. The Los Angeles Lakers. Hey, Pat, do you have thoughts?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I always liked Grocer Joe. As you know, I've been one of the people in his corner.
Stellar
despite
episode
everyone
from him tonight.
turning on him. He tries with Evil Ben Stiller, he tries to comfort him. And I have a clip of their conversation. Can I play the clip?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yikes.
Now, Pat, we had a little talk before the show, and you said that you had a sound effect of a goose squawking and a caveman. And I thought that was hilarious. I still think this is funny, but that was more a YouTube video or an audio track of just a normal man being hurt. Not so much a caveman. Can you play just that one more time? Not the goose?
Ow. Yikes.
Sorry.
I stand by my sound effects, sir.
You should, as you should. Despite the fact that she has assured Chris that everything is fine, she goes on a date with Connor. What do they go do? I was a little confused by this.
Well, the day card said it was going to be mystical. And, I mean, they had Little John come back. So I thought they would have, mystical.
Show me what you got.
Oh, Pat knows it.
Wow. No, I know it too. I'm too reserved to make those noises.
Show me what you got. Boy, shit went south with this fucking record label.
Was this the one that was run by that murderer Suge Knight?
Nah, different label.
Oh, got it.
Mystical specifically, a sexual.
He raped some chick, dude.
Yeah, that's the quick way to say it.
Yeah.
And he was gonna get a plea. There it is. Sorry, don't bore us. Get to the chorus. Am I right? But they were originally gonna have a plea bargain for Mystical, but they had some hidden tape that the judge eventually saw, and they were like, absolutely not, no plea bargain for you. So he also was in Word of Mouth, Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way, Luda. Back when he's still rapping. What up?
Man.
Now
Luda's
Tekashi
facial
6ix9's
hair.
coming at him.
You guys don't know what we look like, but I'm heavily inspired by Ludacris's facial hair. The early 2000s.
And may I say, I haven't commented on your facial hair. You're killing it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think it
Thank
looks
you.
good. I think it looks good.
I like my cheek to look like a maze.
And Patrick, you're always, pristine. So, that's
Yeah.
it goes without saying.
Salt
Thanks,
and
dude.
pepper fox back there behind that glass.
Thanks, man.
Anyways, so let's talk about this mystical date. They bury them, and then they hut over them.
I have a description of this scene, and I'm going to do it in a very Dylan-esque way. Can I do it? Can I
Yeah,
do it?
sure, go for it.
Oh, okay. Crystal and Connor do a ceremony that looks like one normally reserved for cooking a pig. But it's not. It's about being reborn and transforming into your spirit animal. That was terrible.
Oh my god. Dude,
He nailed it.
it is
Dude,
so
you sa-
sad how bad you are at impressions. Everyone you
Can
do.
I do it again? Can I do it again?
Dylan, you do not know yourself. That sounded exactly like you. You sound like that.
So,
No,
Pat, what was the point?
Crystal and Connor do a ceremony that looks like one normally reserved for cooking a pig.
I'm not like a private eye. Let me tell you something.
Sir?
She has been sleeping out.
Let me tell you something. They'll never catch us, see?
Dude, that sounds like you.
What is this fucking date? I didn't watch it that carefully, and I watched it at 1.8 speed. So
I'll tell you what it
please.
is. I'll tell you what it is. These two idiots get buried in banana leaves, and it looks like they're in Hawaii, but they're not. They're in Mexico, and they go into the sand, and some fucking guy does some spiritual shit over them with fucking leaves on them, like they're being baked like a fucking pig, but they're actually not. And then they come out of there, and I guess it's supposed to mean that they are forgetting their past, and now they should become their spirit animals.
Right. Okay.
And Connor sexually came at her like a tiger or some shit.
Yeah, okay. And they did. It got pretty hot.
She's namaste.
Oh, see, that was a great line. Glad we brought that up.
She's full of one-liners, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
last year she was the villain, but she's still, like, I don't know. She's kind of a joke now, to be honest.
Totally,
But
yeah.
she's still killing it with the one-liners.
She's a factory, man. I noticed she says ladies in the same way.
Yeah.
Ladies. Like, she says ladies every time she says it. It's the exact same cadence.
There's a specific example in that classic viral Dumb and Dumber mashup.
Absolutely.
Where she says, "Excuse me, ladies."
She's wonderful and very confused.
Great ass, though.
She's got a great ass.
Damn it.
What is
Hey, Nick, you know you
happening?
can give me these songs. I'll play them for you.
I know,
Okay.
but I don't want to ruin the surprise. I want to pop them off.
Let's talk about the next thing that happens. I should say, the problem with covering this is that I don't really give a shit about Connor and Crystal. The only thing that's important about these two is that they could be the catalyst for the Goose's departure, which is extremely important and something I want to see as soon as possible.
And of course, in classic Chris fashion, the Goose departure would most likely be preceded by some type of fireworks and
Right.
tantrum and
Yeah. Give us that.
bridges burnt.
Yeah, give us that. Okay. You guys want to talk about Jenna and Jordan?
I really don't, because they're the most boringest storyline here, but I guess we have to because we do a show about it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree. I do find something in their relationship, and that's cuteness. I think these two are so wonderful together. I think they're adorable. Jordan is kind of starting to make up ground here in the early stages of this year competition. It didn't look too hot for him, but he's making strides and is feeling a little confident, especially when he says that he's going to drag his baguette across Benoit's face and shove it down his throat. Remember that?
That sounded pretty gay.
A little bit. Mm-hmm. Anyways, you know who's in fits right now? Back to the Goose. This guy, Chris, he's at the bar trying to be consoled by anyone who will listen. And you know who the only person who will listen is?
Fernando.
Who is Fernando?
Yeah, that's okay. Just to let the audience know this, because we know, because we're inside the world. There's two bars on Paradise. One is at the helm of Wells and Yuki. The other one is actually a bar where they serve food as well.
Wow.
I just got schooled too because I just assumed
Yeah.
that was the real bartender because Yuki can't do shit.
Neither
No.
can Wells, if we're going to be honest here. Fuck you, Wells.
Oh, wow.
I hate that fucking guy.
Okay, so anyways,
How many times do you think the joke Wells drinks have been thrown around?
Yeah. What kind of well do you use? He's like, Smirnoff, leave me the fuck alone. I'm dating Sarah Hyland. Ever heard of her? Camera's off. That's why he does that.
She looks like a child. I feel like it's kind of creepy that I date her.
If he was dating a fucking cocktail waitress at like Standard or something like that, boy, he'd come here with a better attitude this season. I'll tell you that.
Man, men are such jerks when they have a hot item or a large quantity of mediocre items.
You know, he lives in Nashville and he does a radio show, I think, still with Brandy Cyrus.
Yeah.
She is really like, I feel like, part of the catalyst that's like enabling these these Bachelor people. They're like befriending her and like weaving their way. It's weird.
Man, you know your social meds. He's like Bobby Fischer.
This is super deep. Yeah.
Hey, quick commercial break, but let's get back to the show because we don't have commercials on this show. It's a podcast.
All right. Jenna keeps bouncing back and forth between Jordan and Benoit. She professes her being into fucking Jordan. Next thing you know, she's on a daybed with Benoit, making out with him. Then Jordan grabs her again. She's like a fucking hot potato. Bam, 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 bouncing around. Bam, bam, bam. And, anyway, Jordan.
It's like a Mexican jumping bean.
That's a way better metaphor.
I don't know. I just because they're in Mexico.
I like the hot potato analogy, but you would never put your lips on a hot potato as much as the suitors are putting their lips on Jenna.
At some point, she stops Benoit. And I think in a moment of actual being a responsible, respectful human being that might be in a relationship, and she says, no more kissing.
Yeah.
No more kissing to
Yeah.
Benoit. Then he sticks his tongue down her throat, and she reciprocates.
Right.
Now, this leads Jordan to go grab her. Oh, no. This leaves Jordan to grab Benoit, pull him over to the jacuzzi,
Mano y mano.
and have a discussion with him.
Yeah.
And boy, they talk. The quote of the night, which I guess Jordan said over and over, was, words and actions aren't matching. Referring to Jenna or Benoit? Because if it's Jenna, hey, you're barking up the wrong tree, bitch.
Right.
Go talk to your bitch. Why are you bringing me over here?
Whoa.
I don't generally like his overall demeanor, Benoit, but I really liked how he was saying, like, dude, this isn't my business. Like, I came in, went on a date with Jenna.
Yeah.
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 Well, no. If you remember, he also said this. You do you. I'll do me.
That doesn't contradict what I said, but yeah, he also said that.
He used Corinne Olympius' line and a bunch of other stupid people that have used that line for what? Is that like the last 3 years? You do you, I do me?
Yeah, you know who the first person to ever
Jesus
say
Christ.
it was?
Who?
New York from Flavor of Love.
Are you kidding me?
No, I just completely made that up. But
I believe it, though.
It makes sense.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The French people. Hey, keep making baguettes, you dummies. Don't do reality TV. We do reality TV.
Yeah,
You do you, we'll do us.
He was so French tonight. Even when they were playing football in the beginning, he ran super French.
Yeah, we'll talk about his football later. Yeah, we will. We will.
Are you talking about his dick?
No. The football.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was in the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's more throughout the episode, though.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
get to it, yeah. Whew.
We'll get
to
there.
it. Hey, let's talk about Kenny and Annalise, please.
Oh, boy.
Kenny has to speak with Annalise and tells her that he has to go because he's got Kenzie's recital. Good. Go away.
Don't come in the first place.
I am so sick of this emotional, like, I miss my baby shit. Like, I get it if you want to come here and just tread water in this purgatory of relevancy and leave your children behind, but don't fucking bring it up all the time and make it an integral part of your character on the show. It's just fucking annoying. I hate it.
No one hates it more than me, Dylan. And, I know I've been a little heavy on the sound effects tonight, but if you will grant me one more opportunity to include something, imagine this. Kenny, I can't do an imitation of that guy. He's got a very deep voice. And I'm not that good at imitations.
Yeah.
But I am going to channel Kenny. If Kenny was forced to drink truth serum prior to this conversation, and not to have the conversation he had with her, but the actual things that are in his
I smell a
head.
hot take coming.
This is Kenny speaking to Annalise. Annalise, I got to get the fuck out of here. My daughter's having a recital next week, and I had zero intention of attending that on the count of I thought I'd be balls deep in a super hot chick like Astrid or Crystal or pretty much anybody else but you. But alas, lack of choice has got me stuck with you, and using my daughter as an excuse to ditch your ass will not only leave America understanding why I have to leave, but also think I'm a pretty awesome dad, which I'm not. So see ya.
Perfect. I knew I smelled a hot take. You're 100% right. If he was with somebody who was better than Annalise Mackenzie would be dancing, being in a play, whatever a recital is, with no father in the audience. He would be 1,000 fucking miles away.
There'd be no iPhone with in one hand above a bunch of other parents sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, it'd be the mom's boyfriend. That's who it'd be.
Probably some other wrestler. But I think you're absolutely right. Like, he successfully navigated his way to this far in the competition, and he's just like, "What? No more girls? Seriously?
Yeah.
No more suitors coming?" And I think he has used this line a couple of times to make himself look good. Like, the first time, he knew there wasn't really a chemistry with him and Rachel, so he left in some weird delusional mindset that he could be the Bachelor. So I think it's just his ace in the hole.
I forgot he's been using this as a fucking device.
No, he has not.
Yes, he has! That's why he left Rachel Lindsay season prior to her ready to dump his ass. Or she said, "I think you need to go home." He's like, "I do need to go home."
Yeah,
I'm not fired, you're fired.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Goodbye, Kenny. I just go wrestle. Don't come back. You're not good.
He's increased those followers, and that's really going to help his pro wrestling contracts.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Get another 8,000. Go on to wrestling and underground warehouses. And
I bet he picked up like 30, 40K.
You think?
30, 40K.
I don't think so, but we'll check the numbers. Hey, let's get back to the Goose and Crazy Crystal. She gets home from her date with Connor and completely mind fucks him.
Well, Dylan, the way she mind fucks him, and I've had this happen to me actually, where a chick that I'm into, that I think I'm dating, walks right by me at the bar with another dude. She does this. She comes back with the date with Connor. He's sleeping on the couch. They both see him. They don't even say hi. "Oh, hey, evil Ben Stiller."
Yeah.
Nope.
And it was weird. They do call him Evil Ben Stiller. But again, she mind fucks him in that she goes up with him eventually. She lays down with the Goose, and she's just like, "Had a good time, and gotta tell you, I'm pretty tired. So I'll talk to you in the morning." That moron has stayed up the entire fucking night for her to get home. She gets there and tells him she's going to bed. What's he gonna do? Say like, no, you're not going to bed. We're talking right now. No, he's gonna fucking lay in his bed and stew in his own dumb thoughts.
I wonder if she was tired because Connor was giving her the business.
What do you mean?
That's what he would be stewing about.
Oh, got it.
Hey.
Perfect.
By the way, you torture a guy when you do this. You're like, "We'll talk in the morning." You want to torture someone that thinks they're in a relationship with you?
Yeah.
Tell them, "Hey, stew on this all night, and we'll talk about it in the morning."
Yeah.
Evil Ben Stiller must have been going nuts. I mean, honestly, though, you guys said he may perhaps have a violent tendency or something, or maybe we're hoping he does by the end of this season,
Yeah.
or he obviously doesn't, because he would have been unleashed with that situation, in my opinion.
And maybe we would have gotten some Goose losing a couple feathers in the promo if he had really blown up. Guys, we need to move on to one of the wildest moments of the night. But before we do, need to hop into a little iTunes ratings and reviews. Hey, Pat.
Yes, Dylan! Oh, baby birdies!
Do you like it if like that stays in when you hear yourself back? And,
It
I love
sounds
it.
like you just took a hit of Nas.
Oh, dude, it's me being excited. Why are you guys judging? Me having
Nitrous.
some fun.
Nitrous. Nas is what makes...
Hey, guys, can I read some reviews here? Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Can I
the
get
cars
into
go
this?
fast and Fast and the Furious.
Right,
Yes,
the blue flames out of the back of the Hyundais.
that's true.
Hey, guys, stop interrupting my bit. Here I go.
It's not a bit. It's an earnest segment in which we pay back our dedicated listeners with airtime for their reviews.
Whatever. Hey, let me say this. This week, I'm not going to address any shit that's going down on Facebook. As you know, I told you the last 2 weeks what fucking time it is, and I got order finally. Finally, people like, Jesus Christ. I do have to give a quick shout out to Jenna Jones, whoever you are. Thank you for looking on other people's Facebooks, helping Mr. Look for the baby birds that are trying to fly the coop and be in other Facebook groups. Anyway, here's the iTunes review. This one's called A Podcast I Never Knew Existed by Julie714. She says she really likes the show. It's funnier than ever. And then there's some emojis. Thanks. Appreciate it. That was a pretty boring one.
How many stars?
5, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I need to get something very, 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 very important here. Last one before I attack someone. Layla Graham or something. She says this podcast is the only reason I live or something, and she says it's her favorite podcast. All right, but let me get to this one. Cuckoo Foreigner Puffs 12 said on Friday, still loving it. Still loving it. Why you gotta say that you're still loving it? Obviously, we've always been great. Do you say that about your husband? About In-N-Out Burger?
It has a negative implication.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you question why you're still loving it?
What the fuck is that person's problem?
Not to mention, if you've been listening this whole time, you've been ignoring our many commands to leave iTunes rating and reviews, and you're just now getting around to it. That's bullshit.
That's a great point, because it actually sets a precedent that she's been listening for a very, very long time. Still loving it? Hey, bitch, why'd you wait fucking 2 years to fucking leave a fucking review? I do a 5-minute segment every fucking episode for the last 2 years, begging for fucking reviews. Finally, now you're getting around to like, oh, still loving it. I'll tell you something. Keep your fucking review. Actually, delete it. Go fuck yourself. Delete your review. Still loving it. 2 years. I'm working overtime on here. It's fucking 12:30. I want to go home to my wife. I'm entertaining you for fucking 2 years. Still loving it. Just left a review now. End it. You're out of here. If I track you down on that Facebook group, you're fucking out.
Thank you, though, for like participating.
How many stars?
5 stars.
Let's talk about, as aforementioned, just a wild move by ABC. We have a cast member depart.
Yeah, Dylan, I think what you're referring to is there was a lot of things going on, apparently, while we were spending way too much time on characters and storylines that we don't need to.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's just confusing that, and let's not dance around the bush any longer. Jubilee goes home in a cut-in 10-second clip, and John is never seen in the entire episode.
Blink and you missed it.
Play a clip of it.
And then this morning, Jubilee went home after her only love connection said that he wasn't interested in her.
What would be best for me moving forward is if we can be friends from here on out.
That was really weird. Actually, I had to turn to my wife at this point in the show and say, hey, did I miss something last week? Because the guys, they're always accusing me of not tracking while we do the podcast.
Well, not always.
And I want to like, no, did I miss them? She's like, no, Jubilee's going home?
I bet there were so many husbands and wives and friends watching this show together, asking the same exact question, because God knows me and Nick did.
Now, I'm confused, though. John says, I just want to be friends with you, but Jubilee, so she just says, you're my only shot here, and then she decides to go home? Do we explain that? We see her with her fucking suitcase and her hot ass walking out?
Not really.
It did not make sense, because she could have like picked another dude. The girls are outweighing the guys at this moment.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have cut to Camille.
She had some power. There's honey and roses out.
Now, gentlemen. All right, not only was Asian John absent during this entire episode, which I was very happy about, and Jubilee, well, for reasons we just discussed.
Yeah.
We never see a shot of Tia.
No, we do.
No, we don't.
She is passed out.
Oh, is that right?
Passed out.
Can I say something?
There was another time when Colton was feeding her, but we couldn't see her face, but you could see her like about torso down.
They heard our yells.
Okay, my point that I'm making is I think ABC is finally starting to listen to this podcast. I asked them with respect. Respectfully, I said, please cut them out of future episodes. They have no more emotional necessity in the storylines of this show.
Right.
So cut them out. And finally, they're listening to me. So Bachelor Nation, baby birds, Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
I wouldn't doubt if they're listening because on Instagram I follow like 18 of the Bachelor producers. Like not even joking with you. I follow Bill Dixon, Lauren, Lauren 2,
Right.
Lauren 3 through 6.
We don't see Tia. We don't see John. We don't see Jubilee, but we do see plenty of Annalise, who has been in shambles this entire episode until 60-40 guy comes on in.
Camille,
who is, I get why people think he's attractive, but I don't mean to offend, maybe because of the current political climate in this country. I have a fear and a distrust of people who look Eastern European.
I sensed Armenian. I don't know the exact background, but didn't love it.
Annalise is saved, but can I say real quick before we get to her and Camille, Jenna is down to go on a date with every new guy that comes on this show. She's just like in fits about how gorgeous they all are. If I was Jordan, I'd be worried. Not about Benoit, but about just any guy that comes onto the island.
The next person.
Right. The very next person could be his undoing.
I totally agree. We keep seeing that clip in the preview where Jenna's crying and she's like, I just want to know who's going to protect my heart. And hot take, probably less at it the more we go on. I think she's the one that's going to break Jordan's heart because he's a golden retriever and he's all in.
Yeah, I think I fear for him at the end of this because I fear that she may be bipolar, but I'm not sure yet. Crazy move by Camille. He picks Annalise. Chelsea, take a look in the mirror. If you are getting beat out time and time by Annalise, you're doing something wrong. You need to be better. Is that too harsh?
I would really like to know if when Camille made that pick, he knew whether or not she had the child. Because obviously that's like the red flag you're going to avoid.
I know we're going to catch some heat on this, Nick. I'm simpatico with you, sir. But a lot of the guys, the dudes there, if you're looking for a serious relationship, and by serious we mean we're going to be hot and heavy on the show, and then maybe date 2 weeks after, and then cannibalize each other's Instagram followers, and that's a relationship. That's a negative on the child thing.
Totally. The only way that would ever happen is if I like fell in love first because they hit it, and then like, oh, I'm there. So I guess I'm gonna take care of this bastard child.
Yeah, but so aren't you guys giving him a little bit more credit than he maybe deserves? Because wouldn't a true monster just be like, kid, no kid, I'm going to fuck you for 2 weeks and never see you again?
That's a super monster, and we've seen these guys get beaten up for that because chicks like Amanda Stanton will go on and go like, Robbie was a piece of shit. He promised me the world and take care of my kids, and then he dated me 2 weeks after, and then that ruins your whole, I guess, your whole social needs following. These people are more calculated now. Dylan.
Yes.
Give the scumbag more credit.
I will.
And also, I think Camille, he's only going to be there 2 weeks. He's a model, unless we not forget, a New York model. All right, he's not in the B leagues with Jordan. Yeah. No offense, I love you. I love you, Jordan.
Love you too, Jordan, but you're not a model.
You're not in New York, all right? That's you'd be a small fish in a big pond, and Camille seems to be a
bigger fish,
a lower to medium sized fish,
like a bass.
Yeah, a nice bass, like you good eating. But
come on, Dylan, you're a professional podcaster. Turn off your phone. Hey, you guys want to move on to something
but the
else?
point, sorry.
Yes.
So he's a New York model, so he has the opportunity to, excuse me if this is harsh, run through girls like Chelsea and or Annalise on the regular. So I think...
And you just mean literally like run into them and knock them to the ground.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not. Nice. So Camille has no need to lie to these women and treat them like shit. All right, he's like, oh, you got a son? All right, off limits. On to the next one.
Got it. Well, in summation, I'll give him a little bit more credit. Can I just say, so he avoids the lady with the baby and picks Annalise, and we've discussed her fears before. She's got a few She's very scared of bumper cars. She's very scared of birds. She's also very scared of dogs.
Plastics, amusement parks,
Right?
water.
She is.
Specifically Class 1 plastic.
She's
Yes,
not
thank you.
scared of full throttling an ATV over a 200-foot death drop hung up by a wooden bridge. Now listen, I'm a daredevil. Everyone knows that. I wouldn't even do this. That is so spooky.
Everyone does know that you're an absolute maniac. Hot take from me, though. Hot take.
None of it's real. Her fears.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I firmly believe they are real. And I also believe that production hates Annalise. She's got an embarrassing edit so far, all the airtime she's received.
Right.
Even earlier with Kenny, they preceded his exit by her gushing about how well their relationship was going over a montage of
Right.
their short relationship, and boom, he's gone. Then she starts crying. I think they were setting her up, thinking this was gonna scare the living shit out of her.
That is such a hot take.
And she was gonna cry her ass off, wouldn't make it across that bridge. Camille would just be like, "Wow, I should have took the woman with the bastard child." Should I stop calling him that? I was a bastard child. I can say that, technically.
Me too, dude. That's why we like each other so much.
That is such a great take. But that begs the question, what is Annalise like off camera? Because she seems like such a sweet girl. What could she be doing to the producers that would make them want to torture her in front of America?
Possibly just, maybe it's not that they hate her, just easy target syndrome.
I agree. She's fun to make fun of.
That
God.
soft jaw begs it.
God, you guys are so good at digging into in between the lines.
Yeah, that third grader back in 1982 that I didn't know at the time that he was a little, probably fucked up in the brain, throwing rocks at his head. It was fun.
What are you talking about? Why are you bringing this up?
Yeah, who
We like to make fun of the losers.
Are you tracking?
I think I got it.
I'm not tracking tonight at all.
Patrick in the gray Boston gray Boston suburbs he grew up used to throw rocks at the weakest member of the group, is what I'm guessing.
Are you serious? Is that real?
That's what I say, yeah. Mhm.
Well,
I stand by it, dude.
I admitted to throwing rocks at a goose's head a couple weeks ago, which, a lot of people could read that as serial killer-like behavior. But, I was just having a good time.
Did you guys ever read The Lottery in school?
No.
Or it was like a sci-fi fiction book where there's a lottery and everybody wanted to win the lottery and you didn't know what the lottery was, and at the end someone got stoned to death.
Should make that movie.
I was going to say, that lottery sounds eerily similar to The Lottery, except for the last part.
Yeah. It's a M. Night Shyamalan twist on the whole lottery system.
It'd be so funny. I feel like the purchase rate of tickets would really drop off if, while there was a possibility that you would win $1 billion, there was also a possibility that you'd be stoned to death. I feel like I'd get less of those motherfuckers in line when I go to buy cigarettes. Take your fucking tickets somewhere else. It takes way too long.
In summation,
Fuck.
Annalise is like the weak child in the group who you throw rocks at.
Yep.
Hot take.
Fucking bow on it. Let's talk about Kevin and Astrid.
Canadian Kevin.
Now, let me say, we have been a little rough on Kevin in the past.
No, I've been pretty fair, even-handed with that mother effer, even though he's a piece of shit.
He's not a piece of shit. I really, really love Kevin, except for this first part, which is a little crazy. But it starts to make sense the more he talks to Astrid. We've been rough on his looks, called him Quasimodo, fuck James Marsden. Me and Nick were talking off mic, of course, and Nick mentioned, let's just put it out there, Kevin's a good-looking guy.
I think we're kind of, I've always kind of been on this train. I just think our descriptions of him are apt and
Right.
and the analogies. James Marsden's a good-looking dude.
Good-looking dude. But Quasimodo is
It's because of his short stature and his large upper body that we get the hunchback vibe. And there's a couple of pictures online where his eyes look lopsided, just like Quasi.
And also, his forehead looks like the elevators in the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. How the paintings stretch. Okay, anyways, so he is a hot piece of meat, and he is dating a beautiful young lady named Astrid. He tells her that she should be seeing other people.
Hey, that doesn't do it justice, dude.
Yeah.
Can I play a clip? I have this
Absolutely.
piece of shit.
Play the clip.
That I kind of wish you went on
Dating
4
other
dates
people?
before I got here, so I could walk in and be like, "That's my man." I don't know how I can't explain it
I
another
don't
way.
need to go on other dates. But, I don't want to talk to anyone else.
I know.
So like, I don't know how else to explain that to you.
Like I said, I can't explain it.
You just asked me to be your girlfriend. Now you're telling me that you think I should go on dates with other people so that I miss you. Well, I don't. What?
You're a douchebag. 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 You're a douchebag. Douchebag.
Hey, you know what? What the fuck? Dude, this is a guy who is sick of that honestly. This girl is so hot. She's telling you, I don't want anybody else. Yeah, but I feel like you're not living your best life if you don't. You know, these guys walk down and they want some new fucking pussy. I feel bad, like you're not living your life. No, but I just want you. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that.
It's weird. I love the move from Astrid. She just gets up and walks away, which is, it's pretty pimp. And she says, I don't know how to make sense of something that makes no sense. But, as I said, he kind of does justify it in a silly manner. But he says, let me finish, Pat! He says, you know, a lot of these relationships I've had that have been formed on national television haven't worked out. So I'm just a little worried about this one. Maybe there's a reason all of these relationships are failing and that they're set up to fail from the get-go.
You're a douchebag. Douchebag.
Fuck you, Dylan. Are you out of your mind? You're fucking defending this You saw him on Winter Games. He was on another Bachelor show. By the way,
Bachelor Canada.
If it's not working out, Canadian Kevin, why do you keep showing up for a relationship thinking it's going to actually work? Am I the only one trying to make sense of this?
This is his third strike. You need to swing at the ball 3 times. First strike, whoever the fuck the Canadian Bachelorette was. Second, Ashley Iacono, and now we've got Astrid. And I firmly believe that Kevin and Astrid, and I'll say this right now, Kevin and Astrid will last longer than the next Bachelorette and whoever she picks. I'm putting that down right now.
I'll take that money, you son of a bitch.
Whomever.
Nick, chime in here.
I don't know. I'm torn on Kevin. Initially, right when he was doing this, before she walked away, my thought process was that he was trying to make a graceful Kevin nice guy exit from this Astrid relationship without any tears. And he thought maybe it could go like more amicably, but she immediately went to tears, and he was like, I don't want that. Retreat.
No.
But the other part of me, when he started talking about the therapy and he got emotional, I don't know. If these people are just the most incredible actors on the planet, because a lot of them can cry on command, or you believe their emotions, because like he seemed genuine to me, and I just think I really, really like Kevin.
Yeah. One of our Facebook, the Minister of Investigation, Lucas, dope.
Hey, dope.
He theorized that Canadian Kevin's into cuckolding. That's where a dude's into watching his wife get fucked by a black man.
No, it's when you thin a herd.
No, Dylan, I'm going to have to correct you on that one.
And if that is true, if Lucas's theory is true, then Kevin should be really bummed that Kenny left. Pretty Boy Pitbull, Kenny King.
Eric Bicker's still there, though, dude.
Not just because Kenny is African American, but because in his bio facts before Rachel's season, one of his facts, this was glossed over. I believe we mentioned it when we were on. All 3 of us were on For Crying Out Loud. One of his facts is that he slept with a man's wife while he watched.
Is that real?
That is 100% real. It's going to take a minute for me to find the archives, but I'll have that information. It'll be posted in all the relevant channels.
Hey, you guys want to talk about Mr. Steal Yo Girl? Jenna and Jordan.
Play in the sand.
She's insane.
Oh, dude.
She's insane.
Oh, she's Anna Nicole Smith or whatever. Who's that drug addict that was fat that died?
You nailed it. Anna Nicole Smith.
Her Botox, whatever her doctor is, she should fucking fire him. She's looking so
Botox
fucking weird.
in the late 90s, early 2000s.
No, I'm saying
Botox
Jenna's looking
has come
weird.
a long way.
My problem is Jenna's looking weird and she's nuts.
She's a little nuts.
Probably taking some pills too.
Yeah, I'm worried about Jordan. I'm worried that he's going to either get his heart broken or worse, be murdered later in life by his wife, Jenna.
If this works out, it will definitely end up in murder. I'll be watching it on fucking Dateline.
I was gonna say it's got Netflix documentary written all over it.
Yeah.
That's a more updated.
I keep surfing
reference.
around. I keep surfing around, seeing these documentaries. It feels like they're just trying to pump them out. These,
oh yeah, they are. Are you talking about like Netflix? Netflix is doing that with most shows.
True crime ones. Like, so what? We liked the one about the filthy people in Wisconsin. It doesn't mean you have to force feed us like a freaking goose.
People in the Midwest where they killed each other. I don't need to see a murder like 6-part series about that. Like all those gross people over there. Who cares if they died?
True crime has not just swept the streaming medium, but of course our own medium in podcast. It's all the rage. In an episode of The Office in 2011, Toby Flenderson had an idea for a true crime podcast. He was way ahead of his time.
Oh, wonderful. Hey, can I throw something in there? With these, I have a new show idea for ABC because I know now that they are listening, in fact, to all my ideas. Hey, let's take a look back. Let's see where people that were on the show 10 years ago are doing now. And especially if they're single and their lives are ruined, or maybe someone like killed themselves or something, like, let's do a documentary on that. I want to know. Wait, look, you were, because everyone on this show is popular for 10 fucking minutes.
Right.
Everyone's always trying to capitalize on it. I met many of them this year. Iggy came in here. He was trying to sell me a briefcase full of bullshit. And he was even admitting, he's like, hey, my time's coming to an end. I was like, I'm glad you know that, dude. Anyway, my point is, I'd love to see a documentary about losers like Iggy, but Iggy 10 years back, and see where they are now.
Yeah, and then like Gordan Ramsey comes into their kitchen and he like teaches them how to cook, but he's like super aggressive with them.
How does he sound when he does
What
it?
are you doing? I want to go to Josiah's apartment in 10 years so badly.
But you really don't, though, because it's so sad.
With Gordan Ramsey? Are you fucking kidding me? That would be a blast. Hey, so guys, let's talk about this show here. She says that Benoit makes her feel secure, which is important because she has literally never felt that sensation in her entire life, and that Jordan looks in her. Ultimately, she may be crazy. We may be fearful for Jordan's life on account of she may kill him, but she makes the right call here.
I agree. Now, this is hours later. The audience, you know I'm a detailed motherfucker. They jump from day to night, and Jenna now has jean shorts on. Obviously, she's been painted with new makeup. She's looking kind of cute at this point, and that's when she gives the speech to Jordan. And I'm kind of thinking like, wow, this is all going to work out. But as you said, this is all going to end very badly.
Yeah, on account of the murder.
Right.
Got it. Well, listen, she breaks it to Benoit and says, I don't want to keep doing this with you because it's not right to you. And it sends him into a tailspin. He hits that beach and is throwing that football like an idiot. Terrible form.
Super fucking French.
Terrible form. He's pushing the ball. He's not throwing it. He's pushing it.
Do something else when you want to let off some steam, okay, Benoit? This isn't a good look for you.
Yeah.
And I don't throw this word around lightly, but he was just flabbergasted that he lost this symbolic duel with Jordan. He was aghast.
That's what Jordan will do to you. He'll sneak up behind you. He'll slap you right in the dick. Pat?
And slit your fucking throat. What?
Hey, can we cut to the storyline that was my favorite? It was my favorite.
Yeah, sure. We can cut right to there. I was just about to get to it in my notes. It says, here we go, guys. The grand finale. Everyone knows about the kiss heard round the island. Leo, kissed Chelsea. But the only person who doesn't know... Are you kidding?
That's really
Are
unprofessional.
you kidding
podcasting.
me, Patrick?
Dylan, you know I am a... oh, that's me. Oh, sorry. That's
my God. You were about to launch into an attack on me?
Yes, I was.
Whoa.
Mainly because your hair is looking very weird right now.
It is. You were talking so intensely at me with the hair. We're like a flock of seagulls right now. Both of you are being completely unprofessional podcasters. Turn your goddamn phones off.
Nick, I apologize, and so does Dylan. Dylan, apologize.
I do not apologize. Hey, so everyone knows about this kiss except for Kendall. Joe is the best guy ever because he does know, is hurt by it, but says, I'm going to let this play out. We've talked in the past about the worst move ever is to go and rat and make yourself look like a fucking bitch. You don't want to do that. And Joe is no bitch. Joe is only a stand-up guy. But he turns out to be right because Kevin is the one that falls on the sword, not Joe.
Okay. Can I set the scene here? This was as much as I hate Canadian Kevin, this piece of shit, he's a scumbag into cuckolding. When he tells Kendall that Leo was making out with Crazy Crystal a couple days ago, it's a slip of the tongue. Can we, right? Like, he didn't mean to actually plant this information. What's he have to gain from it?
Yeah, well, and also, Leo kind of brings up a good point, although Leo's such a fucking douchebag, but that's kind of partly the edit. But he didn't know about Joe and, like, how serious she was and what a big risk she was taking with him. He just thought he was on Paradise and was, like, fucking being a douchebag.
Pretty much.
You know?
As he said, and to quote him again for a second time, he says, kissing people in paradise is like shaking someone's hand in the regular world.
It is
and
the
that
currency
is true.
on this island.
You can't get Hep C from shaking someone's hand, Leo.
It culminates in a little conversation between Kendall and Leo. Yeah, Pat, do we have a clip?
Yes, Del.
Keep things secret from me because they're worried that they're gonna be guilty. That's like the signs of a cheater for me. And so I hate that that's like how we're beginning.
Look, you should know that you're the only person that I think that I could go away from Paradise and date.
The fact is, I have a feeling of not believing you, and I don't believe you because we've kind of established a distrust.
Slow your roll, bitch. I don't see a ring on that finger.
Wow.
Seriously, though. Kendall, I don't see you being all cuckoo. I didn't see Joe being all cuckoo when you were out making out with people.
Yeah, he did.
Boy.
It's like, so you're making out with everybody now,
No,
huh?
but she's giving him the third fucking degree here.
Yeah, no, listen, it's a little much from her, but also he's so funny. His defense is like, I told you I was hanging out with Chelsea. I thought that sufficed. She was like, oh, hey, it doesn't, because you didn't say that you kissed her. You said you were hanging out with her.
You can't get Hep C when you're just hanging out.
I liked your first one with the handshake. You can't get Hep C with handshake, but I think you can.
It's time for Leo to put his, quote, exterminator hat on, or, in less confusing terms, it's time for him to go fucking absolutely nuts in the pool. Pat, do we have a clip?
Yeah, buddy.
Maybe somebody should tell Kendall what's going on right now. Oh my God, let's paddle. Did you see that?
This?
Yes.
Huh?
Go tell Kendall, bro.
Where is Kendall?
I don't know. Find her and tell her, though. Kiss her, Joe. Unless Joe's gonna tell her. Somebody should tell her. Somebody should tell her. Somebody should tell her.
Yo, are you all right?
All right, there it is. That guy seems like a psycho in that pool, or at least he wants to punch someone.
Not to mention, we explicitly said it last week about him, that he will most likely be abusive going forward in that relationship.
By the way, is it because he's in the pool, basically, if you notice, I don't know if you catch this with the audio, he points to every guy and goes, go get her! And then at some point, he starts telling Connor, like, did you're talking like a rat, Connor? And then they cut to, like, a minute later, like, he's patting him on the shoulder, like, oh, I vetted you. You weren't the rat.
It's buckshot.
You weren't the rat.
It's a freaking numbers game. He's just throwing it out to everybody to see if it'll stick.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you, fuck you.
Ultimately, Kevin steps up to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
He is encouraged to do so by one Colton, who says, hey, listen, despite the fact that he's talking to himself in the pool like Jack from The Shining, this guy's a level-headed dude. He's going to have no problems whatsoever. Smash cut to later, Colton on the beach saying, this is not going well. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
All work and no play makes Leo a dull boy.
Kevin tells Leo that he let it slip, and Leo fucking grandstands about bro code and principles and stuff like that. He is upset that Kevin didn't give him the chance to tell Kendall. And I love Kevin's response. He's like, okay, that's 100% pure, unadulterated bullshit. You were never going to tell her.
He does say that. By the way, I felt like Canadian Kevin didn't really need to have to go to, have a throw-in match with this guy verbally. Like, just go, it was unintentional. Come on, leave it alone. Shut up. Instead, he, stands on his soapbox. And actually, did you catch this one?
Oh, so you think Kevin's standing on the soapbox, and I think Leo's standing on the
Well,
soapbox.
let's have a soapbox off. Canadian Kevin says, and this is that piece of shit, I guess, president or whatever the fuck it is in Canada they have. He says, in the words
Prime
of Justin
governor.
Trudeau, we are polite, but will not stand down. He said that. That was very anticlimactic.
Butchered that. It was a great quote.
What was the quote? Give
Canadians,
it to
we
me.
are polite, we are reasonable, but we will not be pushed around. Go fuck yourself, Leo.
He said, go fuck yourself, Leo?
Well, Justin Trudeau did, but Kevin was just quoting him.
You went the other way with it, I see. I hate Justin Trudeau, but I like the quote. Like the quote.
Last point, really good point made by Kevin. Says, listen, I don't want her sending Joe home and then figuring out that you're a fucking asshole who's going to make out with everyone or fuck everyone on this island and have her make the wrong choice because Joe is a better human being than you. I appreciate what Kevin did. I appreciate it. You know who else appreciates it? Kendall. She and Leo have a conversation in the night. It's a night conversation.
Night conversation!
Leo launches into Kendall.
I did not like this. I did not like this.
Tuck that tail in between your legs, buddy. You're in hot water here. You don't need to go on the attack right out of the gate.
No, but that's the best offense is a good. No, the best defense is a good offense, sir.
In this instance, his offense was a term that one of our baby birds, I believe, pointed out is a term called gaslighting, where you flip the switch. I think
script.
I think ABC should have had a trigger warning before this episode because the abuse that he laid on Kendall is sent many women into
it's hard to watch.
The tailspin.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
It was very reminiscent, some PTSD from bad relationships. I was seeing it all over.
Right.
And that was like one fucking retarded takeaway some people had from this. The other extreme is that I'm with Leo, you know. Why did Kendall have to ruin his day by bringing up how he kissed
I'll
multiple
tell you
women?
what. Only thing Leo did wrong is he didn't fucking clock her.
Yes, that was what was next. Leo's a scumbag. What was really sad about that, and a girl who has low self-esteem that's really into a guy and wants to keep him. He's being the biggest piece of shit dick fuck that he can ever be, and she's still trying to legitimize why they should keep going.
Yeah.
And that was the saddest part.
Yep.
Fuck you, Leo. By the way, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fired on Waterworld tomorrow.
He is a shit dick fuck. And
Hashtag fire Leo on Waterworld tomorrow.
hashtag shit dick fuck. Hashtag fire Leo on Waterworld tomorrow.
On Waterworld.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't get that wrong.
I think the happy medium between those two extreme opinions is that Leo's just a douchebag. Kendall should not be in a relationship with him, and he's got some work to do on himself.
That's it.
Hold on. I have one last note, and I'll bookend this motherfucker. Hey, a lot of guys are scumbags, verbally abusive, possibly physical. Hey, when you're letting loose and doing this with 18 people with cameras there, imagine what you're capable of when you're alone in a room.
Punches and kicks.
I'm just saying, scumbag.
You know who Kendall needs to protect her? A white knight. A white knight with a broad jaw, limited vocabulary. A white knight that sells fruit, mostly watermelons. A white knight named Grocer Joe. He comes over, and just what a stand-up individual, inserts himself right in the middle of it, says, "You guys done?" Hard move.
And a motherfucking great cliffhanger.
I love me a cliffhanger.
What is this here season have in store for us? We don't know. But what we do know is we'll be back the next episode of Bachelor in Paradise.
How do you follow up at 10.0? Because that was hot.
Well, that's why you don't score at 10.0, because this wasn't a 10.
It was a 10.
It was a 10. You're an idiot.
No, it wasn't a 10. Anyways, this episode of our podcast was a freaking 10, and we'll be back with another 10 out of 10 very, very soon. Remember, join us in our Facebook group. It is growing. It is nourished. The baby birds are chirping, flapping, and leaving the nest, but only to spread information about the even better nest. Remember that. Pat will get very upset. Also, find us on Instagram at
Another Bachelor Podcast.
And jump in those iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave 5 stars, please. Guys, we love you so much for listening. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next episode. My name's Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Check you guys out later.